This is Venkatesh from BitSivo. So today I will talk about edge processor and how we can implement the edge processor, and I will explain and I will walk through you the demo and how we can implement filtering, routing, and masking the data. So let's begin and with a forward-looking statement. So whatever I say, it's as per the current versions. So it might be improved in the next future versions. And let's talk about like what are the things we can discuss in this session. We'll do introduction about the edge processor, and the main thing is like understand about the architecture of the edge processor, where it comes and how we can filter the data and how it is useful. So we'll talk about the architecture of the edge processor, and then we'll talk about the use cases. What are the use cases? Um, or we can where we can use this edge processor. So for before talking about these few things, let's talk. For in today's environment, for most of the organizations or the customers, need a greater visibility into the data which are in motion, and they want more control over the data when they are or for the transformation of the data. They want the control. They want to look in the UI, and then they want to do it the filtering. So based on this data, okay, this is not needed, this is not needed. So most of the customers need to have a greater visibility. For that, we Splunk brought the edge processor. This is the latest innovation in Splunk regarding the processing. Before, we used to have the heavy forwarders. Even now people are using heavy forwarders, using props and transforms. You can filter the data, and even later they got the ingest actions. So what this ingest actions do is like we can do from the UI interface. On the heavy forwarders, before we used to do the props and transforms on the back end, and in the ingest actions they leverage the props and transforms. We can do it from the user interface. But this edge processor, compared to these two actions, or um, what is the other advantage with the edge processor is it has the greater efficiency in data transformation, and it gives you data that is in the motion. And also it will it uses the SPL query for the processing the pipelines, like for routing and transforming and for masking. So compared with these two, heavy forwarders and ingest actions, edge processor have better efficiency and better performance compared to these two. Okay, so now let's understand about the architecture. So before understanding this Splunk edge processor architecture, we want to know like what are the extra things that you are buying. So what is the extra cost that affects you, to implement the edge processor. So if you see here, uh, we'll call, this is the edge processor service, which is hosted in a Splunk cloud. So you don't need to maintain this particular server. And then if you come on the top, right hand side, this is the destination. It can be a Splunk cloud, or it can be an AWS, or it can be a Splunk enterprise. You can send the filtered data to any of these data sources, or you can send to any S3 buckets, anything, anywhere you can send the data. So and this is where your agents, like your servers, are installed. You can use the universal forwarders or HTTP event collectors or syslog, whatever it can be. It can send to the edge processor, and this is the edge processor service. And then it will send from the edge processor service to the or edge processor to the directly to the our destinations, the customer destinations. So So here in the destination, the data will be processed. I mean, the data that is presented here is the data that is processed. I mean, processed after the we are using the pipelines. So what I'm trying to say is, so once your data sent to this edge process service, here the data will be filtered using the pipelines, and that filtered data will be sent to the destinations. If you want, you can send the raw data also, so that you can send the raw data to the S3 bucket, so that it doesn't cost much compared to the compared to the where you want to store the data. Okay, so the only extra thing you want here is one EC2 instance. It can be Linux, or it can be Rocky Linux or Linux or Ubuntu, anything, any one server you need here. And based on the load, it can be we can make it as a cluster, or for this demo purpose, we are doing only the on a single instance here. So we just need the one EC2 instance. So on that EC2 instance, we'll install the edge processor using this edge processor service. Okay, and then on this edge processor service, all the data will be filtered, and all the parameters, what are the things we want to do, route or filter or anything, it will be done here, and it's sent to the destination. Any doubts about the architecture or any questions? So when we go live, it's easy, it's better. I mean, even here, I think you understood. In demo, you can easily identify which one is the edge processor, which one is the edge processor service, and what is the destination. Okay. Use cases. Here, this edge processor is serves as an intermediate forwarding tier, for processing at the edge. Uh, and then for granular routing, we can use, and then if you have any too much noisy data, for example, if you take the Palo Alto logs, you have timestamp two times. One is at the starting, and then again after middle, you have the two timestamps. So you don't want the first timestamp. So if it is too much of noisy data, you can remove the extra data using the edge processor. And you can mask the sensitive data like credit cards, account numbers, or health information. So you can mask using this edge processor. And many people struggles to handle the heavy forwarders for masking or for routing. In that case also, you can go with the edge processor. And other main thing is, like, customer can enjoy the real-time visibility. Like, okay, these things can be, I mean, we need to filter, or we don't need this thing. By looking at the data, we can simply uh, you know mask or route. Okay. And then what we can gain from this, using the implementing the edge processor. So one thing is real-time visibility into the streaming data, and then improved efficiency in data transformation, because before we used to wait for a longer time period compared to this edge processor. Like, we need to restart the heavy forwarder, and then data needs to come to the from the indexes to the search head, and then we'll verify the data. But here it's a real time, and with a better efficiency and better performance, we can see the data here. And as per the pricing, or I mean the costing also, you can reduce a lot of resources on your indexer sides, or on this your search set side. So we can reduce the storage of the data. Okay, so any questions until here? All good? Can I go to the demo session?
Yep, go right ahead.
Yeah. So, as I mentioned, this is the edge processor service. which is on the cloud-based platform. And when you buy, if you are using the cloud Splunk Cloud, you can request for the edge processor service. And this is the home page it looks like. And when you click launch, it will take to a page where you can see the pipelines, or the destinations. All those things will be shown here. So the destinations and the pipelines, the edge processor. If you see here, let me go to the edge processor. Right now, we don't have any edge processor. And pipelines, we don't have any pipelines. And this is a fresh install, and these are the source types. uh, you know these are the predefined source types that we have here. And then yeah, the main thing you want to know about is like destinations. You need to define the destination where you want to send the data. Here we can destinations can be using the S3 buckets, or the Splunk platform, or the hex token. So I already defined our Splunk cloud instance. So this is our Splunk cloud instance where we will send the data to this instance. Excuse me. Okay. And so you can define the destination here. I already defined our cloud destination here. So, and then I didn't define any pipelines or the edge processor. So let's first install the edge processor. As I said, to install the edge processor, we need one EC2 instance. So we already have one EC2 instance here. So on that particular EC2 instance, we need to install the edge processor. So let's go and create a new edge processor. So you can define a name here. So it's a demo underscore edge processor. You can define if you want, you can define the description. And since I already defined the destination here, I can click on the Splunk destination here. And I'm not using any TLS certificates for this presentation. So I just removed it. And this, you can receive the data using syslog or a collector, I mean HTTP event collector, and then save it. So once you save here, it will show you in the instance as a 0. So which means the edge processor is not installed yet. So you need to copy these commands, all these commands, and paste it on the edge processor and the EC2 instance that you have. Okay, and then just press enter. Once you do that, this screen will change. Let's wait for a couple of minutes. Yeah, see, so now it's in the pending state. Let me click on the manage instance. Okay, it's not configured yet. It's configuring. Just give few minutes so that it will install the edge process, so that it will have the connection between the edge processor service and the edge processor. Okay, so now it is connected. So now it's in the healthy state. When you click on the manage instance now, it will show how many cores it is using, the percentage and the memory, everything it will be shown here. Okay, so here it should show the data sources what we have from the data sources. So for this demo purpose, I already configured everything on the server. The only thing I need to do is, just I need to restart it. In the real world, we don't need to restart. So here now we don't have any data sources. And if you see here, here also we don't have any pipelines, right? So let me restart this Splunk service here. It takes few minutes. Once it is done, we'll be able to see the data here, the data sources. Okay, this is stated. Let me refresh the page. It's a demo instance, that's why it has less storage. Yeah. Do you see now? So we have the lots of data from the instance. So now let's filter. Until here you guys understood, right? Like how to install the edge processor and how to configure the edge processor service. All those things you understood, right? The destinations, how we can. So when you click, go to the the home page. When you click on the edge processor, you can see here, is it the healthy or is it an error state or undefined state? And then you can see the number of pipelines. And if you have any pipelines, you can apply and remove the pipelines from here. So when you open here, this edge processor, you will able to see what are the data sources you are being onboarded to the edge processor service. And from here, you can filter and you can send it to the destinations. Okay. So now let's create a pipeline, and then in this pipeline, what we are trying to do is we'll create a pipeline. We'll ingest some data, and we want to filter the root events. Which in any event, if we have the root keyword, we need to filter it, and we need to send to a particular index. Okay. So to do that, go to we need to create a pipeline. So go to the edge processor here and go to the pipelines, and you can create a new pipeline. And so we click on the blank pipeline and click next. And you saw, right? Let me show you. Let me show you different. So we have the data from the Linux Secure. Yeah. So if you see here, we have the data from the Linux Secure. So we'll filter this data, and then the other data we can do is we can take the other source type called access combined. Yeah, we can take these two sources and let's filter it. So click on the edge processor, and then click on the pipelines, create a new pipeline, and take a blank pipeline, and then click the source type you want to apply. Linux Secure, and then apply. Okay. So and then click on next, and to preview the data, let's upload a sample file here. Let's upload this data and then click on next. So here we want to select to which destination. You can see the steps here. So first we are trying to starting, and then we are defining the how we want to define the partition, and then we are adding a sample data, and then we are applying to it. I'm sending the data to a particular destination. So here the destination would be this Splunk cloud, and then done. And then we can see here we are using the SPL2, which is a Splunk processing language. So here we can filter or route the data based on this processing language. So here what we are trying to do is so now just let's preview the data. If you click here, it will preview the data here. So here, what we discussed is we want to filter the events which have the root user, right? So what we can do here is from the pipeline and from source, and then before sending to the destination, we'll break this one here, enter. And we can apply a clause called where match colon uh, underscore raw belongs to root. Okay, so you will see only the events with root here when you click preview. Wait, command arguments is invalid. Okay, see where the issue here is. Okay, I think we need to give slash root to the pipeline. Yeah, okay. And then we can send to the destination. Before sending to the destination, if you want to know, okay, who are sending this data, or you want to add some tag to this event, you can add it something like called eval. Eval participant. Participant. I'm asking as a demo. So, and then okay, and then again preview it. There is a syntax error. Oh, I think I need to use pipe. Okay. Yes. So we can add some, if you want to add anything to the raw event, we can add here. See, when I added a participant is demo, then it will be added here. And on the left hand side and on the right hand side, you can see if you want to ingest the data, we can click tick mark, check mark, or you don't need to. And you can index to a different to which index if you where you want to onboard this data, click on the admin and click on the apply. Okay, so you can see to which index it is going and what events it is going. Only the events with the root, it's going to the admin index with a participant as a demo. So this is how we parse the data and then filter the data, and we can save as a pipeline, new pipeline. We can see. Good. Okay, and then we can save it. Okay, once you save the pipeline, go to the pipelines, and you can see it shows like it's not applied. So it just created, but it's not applied to any data source. So what you can do here is you just click on it here, and it will open here, and you can apply the pipeline from here, or can apply the pipeline to here, to which edge processor you want to apply this one. So we want to apply to this one, and to save it. And if you see here, it changes to the green mark from the gray mode to the, gray color to the dark, green. Or you can go to the edge processor here, and you can see how many pipelines applied to your data source. So if you go here and search for the admin index, you'll see that. Just give a few minutes, and I will show up. See, pipeline route is applied. So here you can see what is the outbound. It's not routed yet, so take some time. Any questions until here? Yeah, you can see here like how many events that are outbounded, and the size of that events. And you can see if there is any drop in between, drop in the events or size of the data, you can see here. So, and you can see the data flow here, and you can change the time range here. And you can see how we are sending the data. And if you go on search here in the admin index, listen to the admin, right? The previous. It should show that particular data. Yeah, just give some time and it will populate. So you understand, right, how to filter the data? Any questions until here?
Hey, Venkatesh, this is Thai.
Yeah.
I have a question. Can you process the same source and using two pipeline?
Yes.
Basically, yeah, okay, depending on the source, right? Certain source will go through one pipeline to send to the cloud, for example. And if the source is for a different um, destination, it will go through the second pipeline to the on-prem, for example. Can that be
Yes.
done?
Yeah,
Okay.
it can be done. Yeah, we can take a look at that one also. So as you said, So you want to apply the same source type, but with a different pipeline and to a
Yeah,
different
depend on
index.
the content of that the data, right? It will
Yeah,
go to through one pipeline to the cloud, for example. At the same time, if that doesn't match, then it will match the second pipeline. For example, it'll go through to a different
different
uh,
pipeline.
places. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We can do that type.
Thanks.
Maybe why this is not showing up. It should show up because I created the admin index also here. But yeah, so as Thai said, like, if you want equals to access combined, or we can use the same thing. Linux. Okay, let's use the Linux. Apply and just upload the file again, and let's here before we filter the data, right here, let's ask some data here. So we can preview the data here. So here you want to mask the data. So here from the suggestions from the raw field, we can mask the root, and we want to replace with some user. Okay. Let's just remove the match case and apply. Do you see the root is replaced with the sorry, root is replaced with the user, and you can use the SPL2 here, or if you have some suggestions here, from here also, instead of using the SPL2, you can do from here also. Like if you want to mask or if you want to set some fields. See, I want to create a field called what field we can create it. Um, destination. Destination. And here is cloud, and then apply. And then you see here the field is applied, and here it's showing up. And if you want to send to a different index or the same index, you can click on the target index and you can send to the, if it is Linux or history, let's send it to the Linux. Apply. You will see when you click preview, yeah, you will see here, and all the root is masked with the user. And you can see the pipeline. And save it. And let's check this pipeline is applied or not. So you can use the apply pipeline and demo and then save it. So if we go to the H processor, same thing. Like we have two pipelines for the same data source. So the data is not yet, but in some time it will populate. I don't know why it is not showing up here. I need to troubleshoot the issue, but let's wait for a few minutes. And here it will show. For example, if you are sending the raw data to the, if you create another pipeline and you are sending entire raw data, and you created one more pipeline with the filtering and masking in the same pipeline, and you can see the difference, like how much it is going to the, one pipeline to S3 bucket, and one how the data after filtering and masking, how it is going to a Splunk cloud instance. You can see the difference here
Uh,
if you want. Let me refresh this page. Yeah, if you see here, the user, the root is, masked with the user. I need to take, see the user.
okay, got it. Yep.
I don't know why the is not showing up. I need to troubleshoot that particular issue. But you can filter and you can route the data. This kind of, it will reduce the noise, as well as, it can reduce the cost on the storage. Because for the, for this, might helpful for the, most of the for security use cases, because if you have lots of data, to analyze that data only, you need a lot of time, right? So if you filter the data that is not needed, for example, as I said before, for Palo Alto you have lots of unnecessary data, so you can filter out here before sending to the, Splunk. By this, you can reduce the time in investigating the root cause analysis, and you can reduce the storage also on the instances. Yeah, this is about the um, edge processor.
Right.
You know, so the destination. Right, explained only about the edge processor sending directly to the Splunk cloud. But you can send to the, Amazon S3, or you can send using the head token. And I already described about S2S Splunk.
Got it.
You can have different destinations here. And as Thai asked, we can apply multiple pipelines. You know, if the pipeline is not worked, we can apply another pipeline and we can test it, and we can view directly here on the, in the UI screen. We can directly view what things are masked, and how we are sending the data. And if you want, we can edit the pipeline after we after we saved also. We can do that one too. No need to go with the new one, but we can add that. And next, if you see the participant demo, yeah, you can see that particular field also I added, right? Destination is cloud, right? Okay, destination is cloud. Mhm, mhm. Yeah, misspell, sorry. Detonation, sorry. Yeah, you can see those fields here. All the, root is replaced by the user. The reason why I added this destination is, or you can add any field, so that you can know, okay, this is the data we sent it. Understood? I'm just adding a tag to know that, okay, this data was added by me.
So does it store a copy of the raw log on this on the edge processor, or is
No,
it just a pass through?
it just passed through.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
thank
the
you.
only thing. Whatever the things you are doing, you're filtering or routing, it will send to the directly to the destination. But if you want raw data, you need to send to some, low cost storage devices like S3.
Mm.
Yeah, you don't need to send the entire data also. You can, whatever the data you're filtering, you can send that data, only that data to the S3 storage. Instead of storing the entire data, entire event, you can store that particular part of the event in the storage also. So if if any of customers using cloud, Splunk Cloud, you can request for this Splunk Edge Processor service, and you can try how it is working. Yeah, that's all about the Edge processor.
Thank you, Venkatesh.
Yeah, thank you everyone. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay. If you have no questions, I can end the session.
Thank you so much, Venkatesh.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thanks, Venkatesh.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.